Hello and welcome to a new stream in which I am surviving on an island in Indev. Uh, I- just as always, I've done some work off stream, but I haven't really done all that much. I only did some digging. I did some digging underground in the place that I've shown in the last stream, I think at the end. And I also did some digging at this place. As you can see, I've sort of dug out the blocks that were here to sort of make it level. And I also closed off the caves that were here. Those caves are still visible from underground. I built like paths that go to beneath my house so I can still reach those caves. But yeah, I haven't really done all that much in between these streams there, so there isn't really much to show, which means that now it is time to move on to the things that I like to do in this stream. One of the things that I like to do is to build some paths, kind of go to a different place, sort of connect different places on this island, some like staircases, and for that I'm gonna need to chop down a whole bunch of trees, like these trees for example. They're gonna go, the trees at the top are gonna go, and some other trees as well. So it's time to get started. Which reminds me that, yeah. Anyway, the place where I'm gonna start is kind of over there. That's because I want to, that place is still unlit, so I'd like to chop those trees down while it's still light out, and once it's dark outside I'm gonna go to the top and to the places that are unlit, which reminds me that it will probably take more than 2 iron axes to chop down all of these trees, but that's fine. And while I chop down these trees, I think I could talk a bit about my future plans. As you might remember from my last post, my plan is to sort of turn this world into a poly world, which means that I'm going to bring this Indev Island into like Infdev, and also my classic world, the classic city that I've been working on. So my plan for this island is to turn this into a base that I will use in Infdev Alpha, maybe Beta. I don't know how long I will be using it, but I doubt I'll be here on this island once I reach release, if I reach release that is. And my current plans is to, as I said, make it into a base, and there are still some things that are missing. I'm missing a wheat farm, the storage space. Storage is still unfinished. I still need to decorate it and build some place for the special items like bedrock and such. And I would like to also have some things in preparation for the future. So for example, a portal room for when nether gets added. I might also have like a portal room for the end portal, not sure. Aside from those, I would like to also prepare a space for a cactus farm, sugarcane farm, a mushroom farm. I would like for the large mushrooms. Instead I would like one that utilizes the mushroom spread, since I think it's, if I remember correctly, it's kind of overpowered in beta. At least I remember that from watching like Pac-Man, since his house got overrun by the mushrooms. Now what's there to do in Indev aside from that? Oh yeah, I'm thinking also of building a lighthouse and a dock so that I can reach this island by water, because I would like to find an... my plan is to kind of generate or try to generate a world with a large lake at the spawn so that I can place the Indev Island there so that it's still surrounded by water. And I would also like to build a monorail station so that I can connect this island to the monorail system that I'm building in Classic City. And what's next? Yeah, I would also like to... now that I think about it, it's something for Infdev, which is that I plan to connect this island to the Classic City using the road system. But that's something that I'm going to need to do in Infdev, since I'm not sure how this island will be in relation to the Classic City. At least not yet. Anyway, that's all that I can think of right now. I might also build some other things in this island, and I'll just keep working on it until I consider this to be finished. I'm kind of chopping down trees kind of far away, but don't need to chop them down this far away, but that's fine. Anyway, that's it for Indev, and I would like to talk about Classic, because the Classic City is still unfinished. So once I'm done with Indev, I'm going to return to that and continue building it. There are a bunch of things I'd like to do, and I feel like there is still a whole bunch of space that I can use for building. For example, I still need to finish the bank, or more specifically the vault that's underneath the bank. I need to decorate it and fill it with the important things. After that, I would like to put like a research facility where I will have the portals. I mean, when I say portals, I mean the Nether portal and the End portal, so that I can use it to access the Classic City more easily, and I would also like to be able to access the End from there, of course. And aside from that, I will also have a couple of like sort of fake portals, the portals that are references to famous mods. But those portals won't really go anywhere, of course, because I won't use these mods. Those being, of course, an example of this would be the Other portal to the Other dimension, and also a portal to the Twilight Forest. And maybe some others that I think of. Aside from that, there are also other things that I'm thinking of building there. There's the main monorail station, which will be kind of big and will connect to different parts of the Infdev world once I get to Infdev. Meaning that I'll basically have different lines that will go out to different directions. And aside from that, when I'm building, I'm thinking also of building a bit of an underground city, kind of. I think that could be interesting. And lastly, yes, I want to build a sort of sapling storage facility. And the reason for that is very simple, because if you might remember that in beta 1.5, the way that saplings work changes, because before 1.5 the game uses metadata for the growth of saplings, so you basically plant a sapling, and if I remember correctly, it starts at metadata 0, and as time goes on the metadata value increases until it reaches a certain value when it grows. But in beta 1.5 that changes, and instead the game uses the metadata value for the different types of saplings like birch, spruce, and others. And so I would like to. So my plan is basically to store a whole bunch of saplings underground, where their metadata value will keep increasing, but they won't be able to grow, which means that I'll get a whole bunch of saplings with a whole bunch of different metadata values, which will, once I get to beta 1.5, turn into different types of saplings. So we have birch saplings, spruce saplings, and later on I'll have also the chestnut saplings and acacia saplings and dark oak saplings. Of course, you may be thinking that if I wanted to get these saplings, I don't need to do the storage. Instead, I could simply use the leaves, since the leaves on trees will also turn into different types, which will give me access to different sapling types, which is true. However, there are two reasons why I want to do the sapling storage. The first reason is that it is cool. I think it's kind of interesting to just build something that's centered around something like that, or something like the metadata changes. And the second being is that from my testing, the leaf strategy wouldn't actually give me access to acacia and dark oak, so I'm gonna build the sapling storage system, and I might also build one in the Indev Island. We will see. Aside from that, I'll also be building some other stuff, of course, and my plan is to keep it building until I at least fill up the surface. I don't really know how much will I build. I just keep building until I feel satisfied with it. And once I'm done, I'm going to move on to Infdev and sort of connect these worlds. Now, as for Infdev, I don't have that many plans currently as to what I'm gonna do once I reach that phase of Minecraft. I do have some rough plans, and I do know some things that I want to do. For example, one of the things is that I want to start off by generating a world in the February 27th version. That way I get access to pyramids, and as I said earlier, I would like to generate a world which has got a large lake at the spawn. I think that should be possible because I've, at least from my testing, that the way the classic city and the Indev Islands are kind of in the middle of an ocean or large lakes, and that way they don't look kind of weird when they are kind of inland. At least I think that will be better. And just like with classic, I'll be also skipping versions. I won't be playing all of them, and I'll be staying in each version for some time. Don't know how long, maybe 1 or 2 streams, not sure. It will depend on how I feel. Now, as far as building goes, the first thing that I'm gonna do is obviously build some bridges. As I mentioned earlier, I would like to connect the classic city to the Indev Island, and I would also like to connect both of those to the mainland that I'll get once I'm in Infdev. And just some houses, not sure, whatever I happen to just think of. And once I'm done with Infdev, I'll be moving on to Alpha. I think the biggest thing in Alpha that I can currently think of is the Nether, which will of course give me the ability to give me access to fast travel. That's what I'm trying to say, which will make it easier to travel to different parts of my world that I will have. So I need to activate the portals that I have prepared in the classic city and this Indev Island. Now, aside from that, there's also the redstone, so I would like to sort of try using it. Maybe on camera, like on stream, that could be interesting. What's the more there? Oh yeah, there are also the dungeons, which are in Infdev. So I think I'm gonna like search for a dungeon. Of course, I will have access to spawners, but I won't really. Spawners that I will have, I'll be only able to use to farm some pigs, which isn't interesting, so I want to find a spawner to like farm skeletons, spiders, zombies. Which also reminds me that I plan to play some releases and such versions in this polar world. For example, the beta 1.9 pre-release, which will give me access to the end portals. Then there's one of the release snapshots, which will give me access to creative mode, so I'll give myself some of the spawn eggs. But of course I will try to sort of make it so that I earn those items. Like for example, you might remember I've mentioned the vault, for example, right now, earlier, because in that I plan to store like some valuable blocks in there, which I will be able to use in the future, which is kind of cheaty. So I try to make it so that I earn it. by building something around it, and I have got similar plans for the other things. So for example, when I cheat in the spawn eggs and then use it on the spawners, I'll have to build something around these spawners so that it's not just something cheap, and there's some actual effort behind getting those things, if that makes sense. And it's not just like I just place out a spawner, build a cube around it, and call it a day. I'll actually have to decorate the area around it. Now I feel like there are also other things that I could mention in relation to Alpha, but I don't really think of anything right now. So after Alpha we got Beta, which will give me access to estimates, which will be quite useful. And there will also be the Beta 1.9 releases, which will give me access to a whole bunch of things, and also enchanting. So, which makes me wonder if I should build an enchanting room in this world. I mean on this island, but probably not necessary, since once I get to Beta, I'll have access to bookshelves, which I can't really craft right now. Let me think, is there something that I can do in Beta to be interesting for this world? I can... Oh, there are of course also beds, so I'll place one in here. Since I plan to have a bed here, and aside from that, is there anything? I don't think there is. Oh, also one more thing that I've just remembered. I've just remembered that Beta 1.8, which introduces food stacking, and you might remember that like I am making like stacks of pork chops using the furnaces, so I would like to continue making those stacks as long as I can. I don't know when the next is fixed, so I'd like to prepare as many stacks as possible while I still can. And when Beta 1.8 comes, I won't need to anymore, since food will stack in the version. Oh. After that, after Beta, I will get to release, and I don't really know how long it will take for me to get to release, because I don't really know how long will I spend in each version, or which version specifically will I be playing. So that's something for the future. We'll just have to see. I just can't. So I'll keep staying in it as long as I want to in each version, as long as you know what I mean. Right now I'd like to look around a bit to see if I like if I think that I've chopped down enough trees. No, I think I almost have. See, there's still this tree and the trees over there. Now, once I'm done with beta, I'll move on to release, of course. And in release, there are a whole bunch of things, since it's the longest era. So there's, of course, release 1.0, which gives me access to the end. But the problem is, of course, that I might not be able to access the strongholds, since the chunks where the strongholds would generate might be already generated, because there are only 3 strongholds, but I'd say that's fine, since I plan to play the beta 1.8 releases, so I'll have the portals, the portal box, so I'll be able to build my own end portal, so I won't need the strongholds. Of course, the beta, alpha, and release will give me access to new building blocks, and release, I think 1.4 will give me access to new redstone things like the hoppers and such, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to building some automatic farms. I think that will be interesting. And also slime blocks. I think those are also 1.4. Which reminds me that I should also build like a slime farm, maybe in beta. Not sure. Anyway, I think I've chopped down enough trees with this. So I'll return home and gather some building materials to build a staircase. And what is that sheep doing there? Oh, I see there's a space in there, so I think I'm gonna fill it up with something. There we go. And also one more thing that I'd like to mention for the future is that I would like to build some sort of outposts once I get like the infinite worlds. The outposts will be built around some important places. For example, once witches get added, I'll probably build a witch farm and build something around the witch farm. Once flower forests get added, I'll likely build a flower farm, so I'll build some sort of a outpost around it, and I'll just stay in that outpost to sort of develop it to make it more interesting, so that I'm not simply only in the classic city, because I don't think I've said it, but I plan to keep expanding it in the different versions. So once I get to Infdev, I'll keep expanding it, I'll keep expanding beta, and so on. Aside from that, I would also like to build some stuff in the dimensions, and in the nether, of course. I'll want to build some nether tunnels so that some paths so that I get access to the different portals for the fast travel, and also in the dimension I would like to build something like pre 1.9 on the spawn island, maybe, not sure yet, and also something like post 1.9 using the end bricks and the purple blocks. I would like to build some sort of surreal city, kind of similar to the end cities that are there, since the end cities are kind of surreal with the towers kind of floating and floating ships. Something that could be interesting. But anyway, I think I've set it up for the future plans. As you can see, there are a lot of things that I can do in this world in the future, and I'm kind of looking forward to the future. That is, if I don't lose interest. But anyway, that's enough talking. I would like to prepare some building materials. This means I need some cobblestone. Then some blocks. Should have kept them. I'm gonna grab extra just in case. I don't think I need that many people. And some stone slabs. Since I don't have any, so I'm gonna have to craft a whole bunch. I'm gonna need more cobblestone. And I'm gonna craft more than I need so that I have some left over. Which reminds me that I should, once I get like beta, when the cobblestone slabs get added, I'm gonna need to add a whole bunch of these stone slabs since they're gonna get more expensive. Oh, this should be more than enough. Now I'm just gonna grab some other things. I'm gonna grab myself an additional pickaxe and also a shovel or two. This should be enough. So I'm gonna start building, and seems like there's still about 5 minutes of night remaining. But anyway, I'm gonna start building. I'm gonna start digging, and the first thing that I'd like to do is to make a staircase that leads out of this valley. But first I'm gonna need to get rid of these spiders. Which reminds me, I should also grab some of the bread that I have crafted earlier. Anyway, one thing that I didn't mention is that I've tried to build this staircase off stream. However, I was unsuccessful because I actually managed to die after having built it because a creeper assassinated me, which meant that I've lost all of my progress, so I decided to leave it for another time, and that another time is right now. I just hoped that I won't die again. Anyway, before I start building it, I'm gonna quickly place down some torches so that I don't have any mobs spawning that could bother me. I think this should be enough light, so it's time to start digging. Now as for the staircase, I would like to have it to start over here. And of course, because this is a slab staircase, so over here you can see one of the caves that I've covered up. I think in one of these caves there's a diamond ore vein that I had found and haven't yet dug out. That creeper was helpful. Of course, I'm going to get the wool from these sheep. Since I would like to have as much as possible, which reminds me that in the last stream or maybe it was the stream before it, I've talked about how the different colors of cloth turn into like different blocks. And I was wondering what will the light grey cloth turn into, since that's the only cloth color that I can currently collect. And as it turns out, this cloth color will turn into white cloth. So it's not really interesting. I thought it would turn it into something more interesting. Anyway, time to continue building, as this is a slab staircase, so I'll need to take 2 blocks horizontally for every 1 block that I go vertically up. Good thing that I didn't die, but I need to heal myself, which reminds me that maybe I should really craft some armor. I didn't want to craft any, but I think it might be necessary. Oh, now let's see. But I got that finished. I'd like to let's take a look at the time. We are at 40 minutes since I've started streaming. I've kind of thought that I will be further ahead at this point. Kind of. I haven't really planned, but I feel like it should have been farther. But I'd say that's fine. Anyway, time to continue building this. Now that is the staircase. However, I can't just leave it like this, of course. I need to do some decorations on these sides, and for that I'm gonna do the same ones that I've tried to do in my off-stream attempt that ended up in failure. And for that I'm gonna need to decorate 2 blocks on each side. Now this should be enough, so that is one side finished. Now for the other side. It seems that I'm not really getting any viewers. I got 3 views so far, but no one has really sent any message. Oh well. Anyway, now that that is done, I'm gonna start placing in some pillars. I think one here. 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 And I think this one's supposed to be further back. I think here. Right now I'm kind of trying to remember how I did it the last time. Maybe it was 3 blocks apart. I think it was 3. I think it was. It went over here. 2. It seems to have miscalculated on some parts. Anyway, I think I'm gonna try 2 blocks first. And of course, there we go, this should be good. So now I'm gonna make these go further up. I think I'm also gonna grab some stone, kind of raise this up. It seems like we got less than half of the day remaining, maybe 4 minutes, not sure. And so I think that once night comes, I'm gonna do some lighting up, light up sort of the place around the staircase so that I've got less mobs bothering me. And there it goes. So now I'm just gonna make these pillars go higher. Which reminds me that I probably shouldn't jump down like that. And I jumped down again, of course. Now wait, now that it is turning night, I'm gonna place down some of these torches to light up this place. And I'm also gonna cut down a few trees so that I've got a more open path. Oh, this of course isn't an I'm not placing the torches optimal, but I'd say it's fine. I don't think it's really necessary to light up the whole island. And I accidentally broke my sword, which I didn't want to. I was planning to sort of keep it in a chest for the future, because in the future versions, diamond tools and other tools will have their durability buffed, which means that if I get the sword, I'd be able to use it in the future and get more uses out of the diamonds that I used to craft it. But anyway, I'm gonna craft myself another one since the diamonds are just quite powerful. Anyway, once I run out of these torches, I'm gonna continue building the staircase. Until then, I'm just gonna keep lighting up the area around the staircase. And I need more food again. But anyway, I now don't have any more torches. But I probably should have placed more of them on that side, but that's probably fine. So I'm gonna get some food, some bread, and then continue building on the bridge. I mean, continue working on the staircase. There we go. So let's head back. Now it's for the night. We got about half of it remaining. It's less than half. So it's not too bad. And we think the pillars are tall enough, so next up I'm gonna start placing down cobblestone, which will serve as the walls of this staircase. My idea is that the cobblestone wall is kind of holding back the terrain so that it doesn't collapse into the staircase. Can't think of a better word right now. I think I'm also gonna get rid of some of the grass over here. I'm not gonna eat the pork chop, instead I'm gonna cook it later to increase the stacks of chips that I have. Every now that I've placed the cobblestone. Now that I've removed, now that I've removed the glass blocks, I can remove some of the cobblestone over here. I'm also gonna place some of the dirt over here. Now that's one side of the one wall finished, so now it's time for the other wall. Good thing that I had the armor. And once again, I'm gonna grab some food. Now that I think about it, I probably should have made myself a workbench and grabbed all of the wheat so that I could craft the bread so that I wouldn't have to go back and forth to get more bread. Anyway, time to return to the staircase. This time it's day, which means that no more mobs will bother me. And looking at the time, see that we're at the 1 hour mark, which means that 20 minutes have passed since I've last checked. And it also means that we are halfway through the stream. Now this should be enough. I'm just gonna fill up this place with a couple of... I'm gonna dig away this dirt and put down some cobblestone and make the dirt go higher. The reason why I'm doing it like this is because I feel like dirt is more important than cobblestone, since I got a lot more cobblestone than dirt. And also the reason why I'm placing the cobblestone under the dirt is in case a creeper blew up. Since I don't want to have like the end. Because if I didn't have the cobblestone, the creeper hull would be even larger. Wait, that makes sense. Let's see, what more do I want? I think I'm gonna extend this a bit. I also gonna smooth this out. There we go. Now I would like to start placing in some of these stone slabs, some on top. And on the logs as well. There we go. I think it's kind of nice. And now I'd like to place some sort of along here. To kind of get a trim of sorts. Like so. And I'm thinking maybe some more stone slabs like this. Yeah, I think that's quite nice, so I'm gonna replicate it on the other side as well. Yeah. Hello, Crafterman. I'm currently working on a staircase. I'm kind of trying to build some paths going around my Indev Island, and one of these is this staircase, so that I can kind of get out of this valley and go outside. Anyway, currently I'm trying to decorate it. No, this isn't the Indev Plus mod. This is vanilla Indev, the normal one, which is a lot worse since it doesn't have all of the sort of quality of life features like shift clicking and such. And I think this might be it when it comes to the decoration. Let's see. If there's anything else that I want to do. I think, yes, there is. Which is I would like to place some stone slabs over here. And for that I'm gonna need to fill her up. And I kinda want to okay, that hasn't worked as well as I planned because of this lighting glitch, so can't really do it, but I think I'll be able to make it work if I place them like every other block instead. And I don't think that works quite as well as I imagined. Oh, there aren't any top slabs, I can only place them at the bottom, unfortunately. Kinda wish I had some top slabs. I feel like there are a whole bunch of places where I'd be able to use them, but I can't. Anyway, I think that's enough for this staircase. Now I'm thinking I would like to build a one that goes over here. Let's see where it will go through. I'm kind of thinking of making this go to the right. Kind of through here. So my thoughts are I want the staircase to be 3 blocks wide and the path as well, so we have 3 blocks like so, 3 blocks here. And kind of box here, that's 1, 3, and then I will start going up, which means I need to have some. The staircase will start here, will go a bit up, and I didn't need to pick up those 3 dirt blocks. Then I think it will continue going like so until I get here. I think I need to do some counting because I'm not sure how far will I get. Let's see. Yeah, I think this will be just about perfect. So I'm gonna start placing down the slabs to get the staircase, or slab case, since I don't have any stairs. At least not yet. Good thing that I had the armor. But anyway, yes, I have heard Almeria. I have heard of Almeria. I've already played the demo a little bit, and I think it's quite cool. I especially like the mechanic where you could like turn any block into like any shape, so you could like get the third stairs, third slabs, and any other type of slabs, which I think is quite cool. And I also quite like the actually managed to find a boomerang, and I think that was quite cool. Using it was quite nice, since it was nice to use like against the mobs that use melee attacks, since it gave me an advantage against them. And I thought that I hit some bread on me already, but I think I'm gonna need to craft some more. And also while playing it, I managed to find the tree dungeon in like the tree stump, and actually managed to get inside of it using a key I got from a skeleton that I killed underground. I can't remember right now, but I've managed to find quite a lot of interesting things there. I quite liked like the, I remember what it was called, right? Like the white blocks. They were quite cool because I could like have carpets that emitted light thanks to the like block system, which I think is quite cool. Would be interesting if we had this in vanilla Minecraft as well, you know, light sources of different shapes. Which reminds me that you can also have turn glass into stairs, so you can have a glass roof. That's quite cool. Although I haven't done it yet. Since I only built like a simple cube-shaped house when I'm playing it. Oh, that's annoying. I'm gonna need to fix this later. That was close. I've almost died. I need to be more careful. Seems like we are in a dangerous situation, but thankfully I know a solution for this. Already. Well, you know, the world the world video game champion, Billy Mitchell, he could probably get out of this situation. And I think I know how to do it. Let's fight. We're gonna cheat. Anyway, I'm gonna keep it on peaceful until I regenerate my health. Don't want to cheat too much. Anyway, I think I'm gonna fix these creeper holes off stream. I don't feel like wasting time with that. Instead, I'm gonna continue working on the staircase. Although I will need to fix up this creeper hole, since that's in the way. But I don't need to fix all of it, since some of the grass was supposed to be replaced with the stone slabs anyway. Oh, seems like I'm currently safe. And hello, Red. It's good to see you. I'm currently working on a staircase. Well, you are about 20 minutes late. So which means that there is about 40 minutes remaining. That's good to hear. Well, yeah, good to see. Anyway, I'm doing fine currently, I'd say. Well, not too long ago, although kind of annoyed because not too long ago I got annoyed, attacked by a whole bunch of creepers, and I've almost died. I actually had to cheat a bit to survive by turning on peaceful mode, which reminds me I should also craft myself some armor, just in case. Well, I'd say there are a lot of things that I would like to have from modern. There are obviously top slabs. I would like to have the stairs. Maybe the stairs aren't necessary, but those would be nice. I would like to have shift clicking so that I can bulk craft more easily and also transfer like stuff between the chests and inventory. And what's next? Sorting thing looks could be nice, I think. Then there's also the bone meal. I would like it would be nice to have access to be able to bone meal grass to at least have access to more flowers, because the amount of flowers that I can get is limited. I would also like to have access to sugarcane so that I can have books and craft the bookshelves. I would also like to have access to clay so that I can craft bricks and actually have access to them. Then what's next? I don't think sprinting is necessary due to the fact that the world is limited. What's next? Oh, and also I think it would be nice if the sponges were actually like obtainable, so that I wouldn't have to like rely on the debug chests to get them. And I would also like, oh right, I would also like, it would be also nice if I could craft the dyes so that I would actually have to craft the colored cloth, because currently the only way to access colored cloth is from the debug of course. And there are of course other things, but those are the things that I can currently think of right now. And no, I haven't played Indev. Anyway, good luck with the laundry, right? Anyway, I think that's the staircase model, slab case model is mostly finished, so I'm now gonna build the path to it. Yeah, I was thinking of trying it multiple times, but I haven't really felt like it. And also, if you are interested, I've talked at the beginning of the stream, I think for the maybe 20 minutes, not sure right now, I've talked about my future plans for this world, since I want to have turn this thing into a poly world, so once I'm in, I would like to import this world into an Infdev world along with the classic world that I'm still working on. So you have a poly world that I will update through different versions. But I won't be playing for like all of the versions. I can do it using MC Edit. I can just like open the Indev world in MC Edit and then import the Indev and classic world in there. If you want to know more, you should watch Zelanator. Check out Zelanator because he has got like a whole bunch of tutorial guides for transforming world and such. Yes. I think I should be able to. Second. Here I've posted his name in the chat, so you should check out his channel. He's got a bunch of guides, as I've said. And he also has like a horrible series which he streams called the Ultimate Minecraft Poly World. So you should try checking that out as well. He also started in Classic. He started in Pre-Classic and played through all of the versions that were available at the time. Unlike me, because I only play the versions that I choose, since I'm like interested in. I plan for these stories to be more about building, so I only update through the versions that got something to do with building, since versions that add new blocks. Right now it's time to decorate the staircase. Let's see. I'm gonna take some of the dirt away. And kind of do the same trim that I did on the first staircase. And also one of the what I was trying to say is that digging the slab reminded me that there are some other things that I would like to get. I would like to have from modern versions. First being that it would be nice if double slabs dropped both slabs, and it would also be nice if certain blocks broke faster, like furnaces, when using the pickaxe, because furnaces still break slowly when you use pickaxe. And also stuff like workbench. Yeah, I could try on Triple S, but there's also another mod called Alpha Recrafted that also fixes a lot of stuff. That's something that I also plan to try out, because the Alpha Recrafted mod is part of the Legacy Plus mods, which I play a lot because I'm one of the testers there. Oh, I think Enterprise is for Alpha. I think, not sure right now. Yeah, I think it's Alpha. Not Infdev. And I ran out of stone slabs, so I'm gonna craft some more. But yeah, if I remember correctly, Enterprise is for Alpha. Just as Alpha recrafted. Anyway, if you... I think you can find some more information on the Legacy Plus website, and there's also the Legacy Plus Discord. I got linked to that in some of my videos, like about Infdev Plus. And yeah, I wanted to craft some bone slabs. Kind of getting distracted. I should also craft some food. I don't have much wheat. I do have some on the ground. That's just over there, but I think I'm gonna collect some instead. Right, this is of course a temporary farm. I plan to build a different one in the future, but for now I'm using this one. It would be nice if this version didn't have the front link. It's quite annoying. Also, while I was like in the farm building the soil, it reminded me of the bug with breaking tools, where if you like break your pickaxe while breaking some stone, then stone won't drop anything. That's also quite an annoying bug. Wish it wasn't here. That should be good. Now I'm gonna return and also get the wool from these sheep and kill these pigs. Get some more meat. Anyway, I complain about the bugs that are in Indev, but there is actually one useful bug, which is the furnace bug, where if you if you cook pork chops multiple times without taking out the cooked pork chops from the output slab, then you get like stacked pork chops, which is quite nice. So I'm currently trying to gather as as many pork chops as possible for the future versions. So I have stacked pork chops because those will be quite useful, since I can use them to heal really fast to survive dangerous situations. Every time to type sheet kind of scare me. Every time to continue working on this. Yeah, skeletons didn't have a bow in these versions. I don't know in which versions do these skeletons start having bows. Anyway, right now I'm going back to craft myself some more torches. Probably should have crafted them last time, but oh well. Also, this sheep reminds me that there is actually another funny bug in these versions to do with the animal spawning, because in these versions there is no like check for grass, only like for light, which means that animals can spawn in any place where there is light, which means that you can encounter like sheep inside caves that you've like lit up, or maybe caves that have like lava in them because they spawned thanks to the light, which means that thanks to that I had like sheep spawning inside my base. That was kind of funny, just a group of sheep invading my house. Alright, now that I've got the torches, I can light this place up. Now let's see what I want to do next. Oh, right, I need to finish placing in the slabs. And more tree holes. That's just my life. I think that the skeletons don't have a good aim. Now I'm just thinking what I'm gonna do for this part. I think I'm just gonna place in some cobblestone and kind of emulate this. So I need to dig away some of this dirt first. I think I also want to make this path over here, so I'm gonna place these blocks in the corner. That way I can go over there with the path. Right now I'm trying to think of what I want to do. And this path will continue going that way. And over here I'll have these slabs like this. I think that kind of works. Oh, this is kind of good, but I feel like this staircase could use some more decoration. I feel like it's gonna not that interesting since it's currently only slabs. So maybe I could add in some stone. Kind of like replace the double slabs. I'm gonna try it and see how that looks. Wow, that wasn't very nice. I should have paid more attention to where I was digging. Yeah, I think that does look kind of more interesting. Since it isn't so uniform anymore. And I think I'm gonna keep the theme going the whole way. Although I can't keep it going for here because this is a normal slab. And yeah, I think this does look kind of better. It's, as I said, makes it look less uniform. Now let's see what I want to do next. I'm getting kind of tired, but there's only about a quarter of an hour remaining, so that should be fine. I think I'm gonna finish placing in the torches, so currently I've got 3 blocks apart, so I'm gonna continue that. And I'm gonna place in some blocks at the back as pillars and place some torches on them. There we go. I'd say this is looking quite nice. I think the next thing I'm gonna do is some support for this staircase because it looks kind of weird. Holding, although I don't think it is necessary. I'm just gonna. I'm gonna cover up the hole. Thankfully, I got the stone necessary for that. I'm just going to start over here and start pillaring up. Should be high enough. So next up is dirt. Now let's see what more can I do. I think I'm gonna craft myself another shovel and some more food since I don't have any. I thought that I had pork chops that I could cook, but I don't. But there is a big so I can kill that. For a second I thought that I might need to grab some more dirt, but I don't need to. But what I need to do is to make myself some, I think just one more. Maybe. I'm gonna grab 2 shells just in case. And I'm also going to grab myself some more cobblestone. And I should also light this place up, since it's rather dark here. This should be good enough for now, I think. I can go up and then down into this hole. The reason why I want to go there is because I would like to pick up this dirt so that I can sort of then cover up this hole without really using this dirt. Sort of, if that makes sense, because rather than losing it, it would be better to say that I'm digging up so that I can use it later for something else. And it seems like there's also some iron, but I don't think I need to dig it up right now, since I'll be able to dig it up in future versions. Since I'll be returning here to, I think in the future I'll turn this island into a sort of a dig site. Although seems like I'll be able to return to this place since it's a cave that I could access to. So I might grab it later. But anyway, now that I dug up the dirt, I'm gonna go up. And the first thing I'm gonna do is once again cover this up this hole with cobblestone. In case of a creeper explosion, because cobblestone is more blast resistance than dirt. And now I just cover it up with dirt. Thinking about it, I think I should maybe be cobblestone figure, but not sure if this is necessary. Anyway, just as a reminder, the idea behind the cobblestone under the grass is that if a creeper blows up here, then the cobblestone will absorb a lot of the blast, so the hole won't go all the way down to the bottom. And plus, I feel like the cobblestone is less valuable than dirt, so it's better to use it for covering up. Cover up the hole. Every now I've noticed that top of these pillars are kind of dark. I'm gonna place the torches to light them up to make it look a bit better. So another thing that I've just remembered thanks to the zombies is that it could be interesting if there was like a arrow type in modern which you crafted with iron, because I feel like flint is more annoying to get than iron, so maybe it could be nice. But right now I'm looking around to see if there is something more that I like to do. And yeah, still want to cover up this hole, so I think this will be the last thing that I do this stream. So first I'm gonna once again cover the grass here and the dirt. And I'm also gonna place in some cobblestones that I can go from here, because I just remembered that this leads to this cave, which has got some iron and stuff, and well, this is a cave that I haven't explored, so I might want to explore it in the future. I can use this staircase to kind of go around, because I think I can get to my base for here. And right now I'm gonna return back. So I can return back for here using this staircase up. I think I'm gonna make the cobblestone just one block thick. But anyway, we have just hit the 2 hour mark, and I feel like I did enough building in this stream, and I feel like it's too late to start anything new. So I think that will be it for this stream. Now when it comes to next stream, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. There are still a bunch of things that need finishing. I need to finish the storage system, decorate it and such, and I would like to build something over here to like store the special items like sponges and such. I'm thinking about building a house with a garden over here, and maybe like a tower or something, not sure yet. And I would also like to build another staircase kind of over there that would lead up here, and probably over here. And maybe some paths as well, not sure yet. But anyway, I'm trying to kind of find a good spot. Probably not necessary. I think this is a good spot, so this will be it for this stream, and I'll see you in the next one.